Good evening, friends. Namaste from Apollo. We are very exciting for today's webinar. And let me start with my earnest request that Apollo, like every year, is hosting now 11th International Patient Safety Conference 2024 at Sheraton Grand Hotel, Whitefield, Bengaluru on 23rd and 24th of this month. We are really exciting, not only in hosting this mega event, but also to see each one of you and all your colleagues during this safety conference. There will be exciting knowledge sharing, network opportunities, and exciting programs which can give you a practical way of learning quality and safety. Because the theme of this conference is Future of Patient Safety. And before that, from 21st and 22nd of Feb, we have exciting pre-conference workshops. I would really request each one of you to nominate, to come forward and attend these workshops, which is on design thinking in patient safety in collaboration with prestigious IIM Bangalore Institute, use of PRAMs towards patient safety, antibiotic stewardship program, design and implementation, key performance indicator, design, monitor, analyze, and improve. So these are very important topics in today's healthcare. So I would urge each one of you to be a part of this pre-conference workshop as well. Setting the tone, future-ready facilities, the two-day topics. And we have two eminent speakers among us who will steer all of us with their deliberations and their knowledge. But let me first share few glimpses why we need it. In COVID era, we all know that what we have all gone through. So uncertain situation and crises highlight the importance of using emerging technologies and innovations in healthcare systems. We need to build a future-ready healthcare ecosystem. It is crucial to ensure a sustainable healthcare infrastructure. Healthcare providers need to evolve with time, both in terms of facilities and services, to meet the increasing demands and expectations of patients. We need to leverage the emerging technologies, be it AI, ML, or wearable technologies, to help customers have access to hassle-free healthcare facilities. And we need to build a more resilient and variable healthcare ecosystem in the future, because we don't know what the future will throw at us. And as a resilient healthcare providers, it is our duty to be future ready. With these words, it's my proud privilege to welcome Dr. Rakesh Jalali sir, who is the medical director with Apollo Proton Cancer Center, Chennai. He's a professor and head Department of Radiation Oncology, senior consultant and lead Neuro-Oncology Cancer Management System. Professor Jalali is well known for his commitment to promoting equitable cancer care for patient populations from diverse backgrounds. He was instrumental in shaping up Indian Society of Neuro-Oncology and the Brain Tumor Foundation of India. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much for your very valuable and precious time. Sir is having a qualification of MD, Fellow of Indian College of Oncology, Fellow of Royal College of Physicians, Edinburgh. He is Chair and Senior Advisory Council for Indian Society of Neuro-Oncology, President-elect for Asian Society of Neuro-Oncology, President-elect Immuno-Oncology Society of India. Sir's area of specialization is neuro-oncology and high-precision radiotherapy. He is an avid reader and contributing majorly in a lot of publication in JAMA, in Neuro-Oncology and Red Journal. So once again, welcome, sir, for this webinar. I hand over the stage to you. Kindly share your presentation and share your deliberations.
Thank you very much. I'll just share the screen. Good. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
Kindly make it full screen, sir.
Yes, I will. Okay. So I'd like to begin by expressing my gratitude to the organizers, in particular to Dr. Sanjay Dalsania, Dr. Satish Kumar, and my fellow colleagues. I will also like to compliment the organizers of the International Patient Safety Conferences. I had the great pleasure to participate in last year's meeting in New Delhi, and it was an outstanding meeting, not only by the sheer number of people who attended, but you could see the enthusiasm and the energy level of both the speakers, participants, and it was a very, very nice meeting, and I'm looking forward to this year's meeting as well. I'm also grateful to Dr. Sanjay to allow me to participate in this very interesting and very important webinar, because as was very beautifully and eloquently mentioned by our moderator, Dr. Satish, as to the hospitals have to be future ready for the innovations of modern healthcare. And many of you who are participating in this meeting are aware that that's already happening, how the modern healthcare environments are being readied, even at this point of time, and how it is likely to be in the near future. Now, I just kept this slide to show you the importance of the utilization of technology in healthcare in general. And we will talk a little bit about the digital technology, but although any technology is important. And the technology utilization, in particular in the healthcare environment, should be a significant value addition, not only to the patients and their families, but also to their healthcare organization. In a way, in optimally utilization, so that it maximizes the benefit of both. It is absolutely phenomenal. And it is literally rocketing up, as all of us know. These are just a couple of statistics which we pulled up only for the last 1 or 2 years. From 817 billion US dollars in 2022, it has already crossed now 253 billion. It is likely to be 253 billion in 10 years of time in 2033. And the CAGR, the cumulative annual growth rate, is likely to be exceedingly high, of about 14 to 15%. So this digital transformation of healthcare market, we have to embrace it as a healthcare provider, whether you are a doctor or a patient or a manager or anywhere you are associated with healthcare technology and healthcare delivery. And this is very likely to stay. But of course, it brings its own advantages and challenges. Now, what happens is, so what is the basic fundamental advantages of this technology? So particularly from the digitization, we are aware that we have already seen in COVID, but good thing is that the momentum has been actually built up in a very major way in all healthcare facilities, irrespective of the organizations to some extent and literally throughout the globe. We are aware that because you are doing one-to-one, especially from the digital space, there seems to be a better and more personalized service, which enhances the patient engagement. Because everything, the data is captured quite well, you can actually track the health metrics in real time. It is on a case-to-case basis. Last week I underwent our annual health checkup, which is part of the mandate in Apollo. Literally every 5 minutes, I was getting the reports as a health tracking, both in the digital space and also on my smartphone. So that is great. But also, more importantly, my doctors were also getting the reports simultaneously. So it is better communication with the doctors. And of course, it can also have easy access to what is called personalized health data. And the record can be beautifully managed very well over a period of time. So this is already happening, but it will be much more granular. It will be much more robust. It will be much more retrievable, and it will be much more complex also, may I add, the challenge as we tackle with this kind of an advantage from the patient's perspective. And of course, all of us know through the telemarketing, through the teleservices, through the telehealth networks, we can get the convenient appointment scheduling both from the patients, but also from the investigations and therapeutics. For the healthcare organization, of course, it also helps because now everything is systemized. You are able to track the patient movement right from their entry when they seek your help, but also immediate interaction with the patient, sometimes even audio and even face-to-face. The managers can beautifully optimize the workflow. And as I mentioned, the electronic medical records have become much more important. And I would say there has been a significant advantage in optimally utilization of our EMRs and making them more patient-friendly and also physician-friendly and manager-friendly. And because everything is digitized and on one platform, it makes the decision-making advanced and it enhances the decision-making from the treatment physicians and also the treatment teams, and also can be delivered much more eloquently and much more efficiently and much more in a personalized manner. And because you are interacting with the families, that you can customize yourself accordingly with the enhancement of the decision-making and also conveying the message. And this is because it can be made much more efficient, and it reduces a lot of footprints, a lot of physical space, a lot of cost of many other challenges that we have in a conventional healthcare delivery model. It can actually potentially reduce the cost in some way. And I'll just illustrate with a case that came to us last year in my own clinical practice, and that is just a great example. So this young lady all the way from Wellington in New Zealand had an extremely difficult brain tumors. And because I'm a neuro-oncologist, so she searched the internet. She was also told by her oncologist and her neurosurgeon in New Zealand that this particular type of the problem that you have, he has already had one surgery, was actually losing vision on one side, and was very young. And her husband and both of them, she was about 40-year-old, they were desperate and they were trying to get a consultation. So immediately they sent us a request for a consultation. Within a day, we got the MRI images received in the digital format. And I can tell you, in my own practice, in my previous organization, Tata Memorial, or even before in UK, it was almost impossible to get, in the nice digital format to be put on the packs, such that we can do it. Within literally a day, we could get all the MRI images linked in a digital format. We had to liaise with the people in New Zealand just for an hour or so. We immediately put in the next stage multidisciplinary discussion, the tumor board. Same afternoon, I did a video consultation and the treatment plan was explained. And within in a few days, the reports were contained, the treatment plan was sent to the patient. Patient flew to India from New Zealand. She got the treatment that she had to get. Surprisingly and amazingly, she get an excellent response. She continues to do a follow-up. In fact, this morning's tumor board, we discussed her latest MRI and the visual checkup. And what great joy we got, even digitally, when she sent this beautiful email. And you can read it, that I feel so much improvement, especially with the right eye. And we are all overjoyed with what the very positive results. And there were a lot of happy, grateful emotion today. So our day was made. So it's not only the doctor, it was multiple healthcare professionals were involved to give the optimal care for this patient, not only from the physical space, but also the digital space. And this is very likely to come more and more. It may be a little bit more complex in many ways, and all of you have perceived and experienced such cases, but this was a very good, very gratifying result for a case example that we did in our own center. So this, if you put the two pieces together from the patient's perspective and from the organization perspective, the verticals, the pieces that I put it in the first two slides, in most of them, they have manifested when we combined the two. There was a better and more personalized service. We could engage with the patient engagement in a more meaningful and an efficient way. There was an excellent communication with the physician team. There was a relative access to personal health data. We could coordinate with their team in New Zealand, and there was a convenient appointment scheduling from our side. But from the patient's perspective, there was an optimized workflow. They were so grateful that how everything was explained very nicely, enabled improved interaction with the patients. enhanced decision making in a quick manner, and also actually helped in the electronic medical record database. So it does appear that this is likely to stay, and there's more patient friendly, and also hence allows to be more patient focused. This has also helped, at least in our center again, to have a wide access. We have actually now got people from as many as 32 countries, and of course the JC and everything helps us to some extent, literally from all over the globe. So we didn't have any patient, for example, from South America. We got a patient from even South America in Chile, almost identical to the story of the New Zealand lady. He also got in touch with digitally. We had a couple of rounds on the video platform. They could get the images. In his case, we also needed the pathology platform such that we could discuss the pathology case, and therefore also got the right amount of treatment. So this is how it is. But I also want to put you a different perspective from the patient's perspective. So this was a very famous case example. This was a young lady with a very difficult type of breast cancer from UK, and it was operated upon. And again, a good case example. So what happened was, because of the anatomy of the chest, if you could give the conventional treatment, she was at a risk of developing severe heart damage because of the treatment. So she ran a campaign through Twitter and through her social media, and this is again very likely to come, although it has its own challenges, that she ran a campaign called Claire's Boob Battle, and she got a lot of funding from her football team from the UK. She did not get the right access to the treatment because of the waiting time in NHS, flew all the way down to Chennai. We got the treatment done with my colleague, Dr. Nangia, and we could do a beautiful treatment with the modern treatment that we have, such that the whole heart and all the blood vessels in the heart were completely spared, and she has become a brand ambassador for us. So you can utilize such case stories to a meaningful, and again, the healthcare planners and administrators have to use this judicious, but of course the consenting, the other challenges that come with the other aspects have to be very much taken into consideration in such situations. So the other transformation in the digital healthcare, as I said, these are the health wearables. We now have the Apple Watch. There are so many forms and shapes of monitoring the different variables that you can do. You can do the patient portals. You can do the aggregation of the data. I already gave you good examples of telehealth and virtual patient-doctor relationship. You can actually do an on-demand healthcare. You can analyze the data. And of course, I'll talk a little about the AI and AI modalities. In Apollo, in many ways, we are already tackling some of these issues and trying to transform and integrating in our current scenarios of whether it is e-health. We have a fantastic 24/7 model. There is a great deal with our chairman actually initiated many years ago and has taken a very robust form in telemedicine, both in the preventive aspects and the therapeutic aspects. And what is very exciting is the telemonitoring, such that you can do it in a very meaningful way over a period of time. In my own practice, we frequently use digital pathology. Every single case, the pathology is digitized and is a beautiful archive and as a repository of all the cases that we do. We have a very good digital radiology platform, and we do a peer review, both physical as well as hybrid. It has got almost 100% EMR adoption, and we are now designated as national site for different sites, both at least in oncology space, but that has been replicated in cardiology, in pediatrics, in neonatology, in orthopedics, in knee replacement therapy, in transplants and many other scenarios. But because I work in a cancer center, I just gave you an example of a multidisciplinary oncology space. The ideal healthcare app, there's a lot of apps out there as well, but we haven't found the ideal healthcare app as well. But in oncology, there are already models especially in Europe, because again, it's a multifaceted, multicultural, but can be adopted in India, where you can have these different pieces, and this you can have a quick look at, to have the EMR integrated into the target information, the disease and codes, particularly tracking of the healthcare data, but also comes with inbuilt engagements of patient confidentiality. the cyber security, which is a very, very important issue. And again, the engagement in a personalized manner have to be done. So it has its own advantages, but also throws up its own challenges for a healthcare. The three major challenges actually are the data security, and this is a major issue in the cyberspace. Now, there are several forms of cybersecurity, how to secure the data. The fundamental question is, who owns the data? Is it the patient? Is it the doctor? Is it the healthcare provider? Is it the intermediate who actually facilitated? Or is it the IT? Or is it just the things on the cloud? So that comes with the challenges of the confidentiality of the patient and the family. Also the challenges of the healthcare planners and managers, how to make the patient and the physician secure that the data is very much there, and also the replicability. Of course, it does involve a cost because you have to put so many platforms, and one of the major issues, especially from the doctors, and I can talk from the doctor's perspective, that because people say, well, we have worked for 30 years, 40 years in our, and we are very comfortable, especially the senior doctors who are already key opinion leaders in their field, there is this inherent, human tendency, resistance to change. And these are the three challenges that are typical whenever you do in these environments. And I added three more on my own. The adoption of the new environment and training. Training is very important. You may have a very good training from whether it is your healthcare provider, whether it is a secretary, whether it is a front desk person, it is a billing person, or anyone. But training and upgradation of the personnel and the ecosystem is very important. And because the pace is so frenetic sometimes, and the patient demands are so frenetic, this evolving landscape and to meet up with the patient and healthcare expectation is a major challenge. So you need actually a completely different mindset to overcome and to integrate in a judicious way. In fact, otherwise it can go completely wrong and you can be on the back foot. But if you utilize it judiciously and start with the low-hanging fruit and then go step up and up, such that you can integrate all this, the healthcare facilities have to be ready in the next 10 years to overcome all these challenges, because there are so many advantages otherwise. As I mentioned, data security remains the single most top concern. It was tempering and sobering to note that cyber attacks have hit many healthcare organizations globally, including premier institutes like All Institute of Medical Sciences. Many of you may be aware the scandal that we had 2 or 3 years ago, the Indian Council of Medical Research, and there has been postulation that the rise in cybercrime can be as high as 300%. There could be breaches in the healthcare sector risen by more than 50%. And these are some of the data statistics, which just gives you an idea that while there may be an advantages, but there are also significant challenges. And ultimately, it is the precision. In oncology, we call it precision oncology, personalized medicine, and same can be done with many other branches. The chemistry of the genes, so as to speak, by James Watson and Franklin, and the Sanger, who actually gave the DNA, and we know the genome of the patient human being, and has been frequently adopted, and is likely to become more and more robust and more complex in the 10 years after the discovery of the Human Genome Project at the beginning of this millennium. But also you combine with the tremendous insights that people from digital platforms, right from the computers to Steve Jobs and Bill Gates have done, and marrying the two, how to maximize the potential, is the challenge that we have. Couple of more examples before I finish is that our group, I am particularly very keen on the machine learning and the AI space. In my previous organization in Tata Memorial, we ran a very large double-blinded study, was published in a very major journal of 111 patients, that we didn't need a tissue. Based on only MRI, what is called radiogenomics, and this is more and more going to be frequent, we could detect the genomic profile of the childhood brain tumors. And in the Apollo Proton Cancer Center, we also did another imaging biomarker called the amine peptide transfer, and this was published in a very major journal of Nature's group of scientific reports, that you don't need the whole platform. Even based on ML and artificial intelligence, you can actually define the genomics and give much more personalized therapy. The FDA has approved recently the AI, the Mirada imaging software, which is likely to come. And also the clinical trials. The clinical trial concept is changing, what is called virtual clinical trials. Based on the AI, you can identify the similar data sets So therefore, the entry of the data entry operators becomes very important. And this gives a completely different new paradigm. So healthcare facilities from the clinical trials and research perspective also have to gear up such that they know there could be a completely different systems to facilitate the patient to genome-driven trials, to support physician decision-making. New ethics committee and IRB SOPs may have to be rewritten such that the healthcare facilities are supporting these new paradigms of virtual clinical trials instead of the actual clinical trials. And this is likely to be there in the next 5 to 10 years as well. Elon Musk has come up with AI and deep learning. He's also got a fantastic, very exciting neural link to just develop deep, fast learning. And again, we have to learn this new jargon in the next 5 to 10 years such that we are geared up. So this is my final slide. So finally, if I have to say in a nutshell, both the technology, and I gave you several examples of digital transformation in healthcare system, has great advantages. This is real world data. It is proven cost effectiveness, reduces anxiety, increases satisfaction to the caregiver, to the better services with fewer resources. If you can manage it well, there can be a better communication, increased motivation, effective time management. For the physician, nurses, and also I would add the healthcare administrator, there are challenges. I also explained to you the additional time, the data safety, data monitoring, the confidentiality, the consenting, how to deal with this tons of data, to secure it will be a challenge. But as you can see, I would say more green than reds. But in the next 5 to 10 years, this landscape is rapidly evolving, and both from the physicians kind of a new look, and it has to be included in the curriculum. Also, not only from the healthcare managers, but also the physician and nurses. And this is the way I foresee transformation of healthcare coming in the 5 to 10 years. So the future healthcare facilities, and there are several others, but I just touched upon the technology and the digital, which was the mandate given to me. And I hope some of these you find resonance in your old healthcare system. And I thank you again very much for this opportunity and your patience. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful deliberations on the subject. And I hope we all have learned so much, especially your points that digital transformation market with the CAGR roughly to 14 to 15% is a great scenario, because we all as a healthcare providers need to embrace digital transformation in healthcare. Again, the examples you have given, through video consults, you have treated patients from New Zealand and Australia is really great examples of future ready organizations, because it shows that as a healthcare provider we are proactive rather than being reactive. And also for healthcare providers, it gives you a systematic delivery of care, optimizing the workflows, especially in electronic health records. And through this, all stakeholders get the insights on a real-time basis. And sir, your last slide on cyber crimes. So I'm happy to share that all Apollo hospitals are ISO 27001 certified, and that's the way forward for reducing the cyber crimes. Thank you so much once again for your time. Now, friends, I would like to share my screen once again. Again, a request that we are hosting the 11th International Patient Safety Conference on 23rd and 24th of Feb at Bangalore, Sharon Grand. Please do join us. Please join us for pre-conference workshop, especially the design thinking patient safety in collaboration with IIM Bangalore. So now this is my proud privilege to welcome our second speaker, Ms. Soma Das. She is our regional quality head for Eastern and Central Region, Apollo Hospitals. Soma is a trailblazer in the realm of healthcare quality management and hospital administration. She epitomizes a commitment to excellence and patient-centric care. She is a proud alumna of Osmania University with a postgraduate degree in hospital administration from the prestigious Apollo Institute of Administration. Her expertise includes hospital operations, quality, patient safety, and accreditation processes. She stands as a beacon of innovation and proficiency in the healthcare sector. She is an active participant in various healthcare forums, and she also contribute in a lot of case studies, journals, etc. So, Soma, I request you to take the floor. Welcome once again.
Thank you so much, Satish sir, and good afternoon, friends. It's indeed a pleasure to be here and following the informative and engaging presentation by Professor Dr. Rakesh Jalali. I'm sure the audience is engaged and fully energized and ensuring that the post-lunch drowsiness is at bay. So I'll ensure that the sessions here are, of course, informative and at the same time is basic, because what sir has done is actually covered the entire thing with a practical example, and I'm sure it's very clear to all of us how the future of our healthcare technology is going to be. So I would like to stress on a few basic points. Allow me to just take you through. Thank you, sir, for sharing the screen. And go next. Thank you. So as we are all aware that innovations play a crucial role in shaping modern healthcare environments, enabling the healthcare providers to deliver more efficient, effective, and patient-centered care, which is what was very well illustrated in the previous presentation. It is more and more important to know that what is the next modern healthcare environment gonna be and why it is important. The golden question is, what makes a modern healthcare environment significant? Though sir has covered almost all the points, it's just like brushing up again. The modern healthcare environment is definitely crucial for the reasons being illustrated here, as it meets the evolving needs of the healthcare providers by focusing on patient-centered care, which is the main mantra. That it should be revolving more and more around the patient needs, the patient care, and the entire paradigm around it. The modern healthcare environment not only prioritizes patient-centered models, it also emphasizes on the patient preferences, values, participation in healthcare decision-making process, and results into more personalized and effective care delivery. We just now saw a beautiful example how doctor has treated a patient who was sitting miles away. It helps us to meet evolving expectations of the patients and the caregivers, that is the healthcare organizations and the administrators. It also helps to improve the communication among the healthcare teams by engaging into interdisciplinary collaboration, which is the main mool mantra. A collaborated healthcare professionals, they from the various diverse specialities fosters innovation, interdisciplinary research, and the development of comprehensive care plan, which is tailored to meet the individual patient needs, and hence it is super crucial. It also helps to reduce the medical errors and enhance patient safety, thereby improving the patient outcomes. It also facilitates the advancements in medical technology, treatment methodologies, and healthcare practices, which all leads to better patient outcomes and over at the end enhance quality of life. Needless to say, it helps to streamline various processes. It helps to increase the operational efficiency and thereby providing enhanced access to care. The modern healthcare environment strive to improve the access to healthcare services, which was very well illustrated in the previous example, how because of the facilities and the methods which are available, information could be easily transmitted from the patient to the healthcare worker, and that's how the treatment was quite effective and fast. Especially, this could help the undeserved populations also at the remote corners of the country through telemedicine, community health initiatives, and digital health solutions. At the end, it helps to optimize the resource allocation, utilizations, and make it cost effective and cost efficient, and hence a sustainable commodity. By promoting the preventive care, chronic disease management, and population health strategies, the modern healthcare environment aims to reduce healthcare costs and produce this and enhance and promote the sustainability in the healthcare delivery system. Overall, the impact, though sir has mentioned, it definitely leads to a bit increase in cost, but however helps also to reduce the administrative burden in the long run. Scalability and modularity by emphasizing on data-driven decision making, which is all based on practical data which is available with us, and that helps us to take quick decision making, leveraging the healthcare data analytics and information system, enabling the evidence-based decision making, proper utilization of the resources, and continuous quality improvement in the healthcare delivery. Next slide, please, sir. Overall, the entire modern healthcare environment plays a pivotal role in promoting health equity, innovation, and excellence in healthcare delivery, thereby improving the health outcomes and enhancing the overall health experience for individuals and communities. I'm a mother of a 14-year-old son who's going to be 15 tomorrow, and I know how tech savvy they are. How everything is data based. So he is DDD, we call. Yes, of course, it stands for dynamic, dashing, and daring, but this DDD is for data-driven decision making. That is, every decision is based on some data. Let it be buying a phone, to a smartwatch, to clothes, to accessories, even the books and stationaries he prefers to buy based on a data-driven. Then why not the medical technology? Everything revolves around the data decision, the data available with us. Because the patients today are more empowered and they have all the information readily available through Google, through various other platforms, and they actively seek participate in the healthcare decision making, and they want to know how, when, and what. So this entire system, the modern healthcare system, must be able to help the patients to understand and actively help them to participate in the decision making. It should be a transparent communication, a shared decision making, and we should enable them to access the healthcare information and resources. Patient also expects a personalized care. It cannot be, it's gone are the days when it is to be a generalized care for the same treatment, the same care modality for everyone. It is now unique, it is specific, and it is tailor-made to meet the individual preferences, their cultural backgrounds, and also their healthcare goals. It helps us to also incorporate the entire decision design element, which offers the two important things to other patients, that is choice and flexibility. It helps them to personalize their own environment and better decision making in their entire care plan. Next, please. Can you go to the next slide, please? Thank you. Few more examples are, previous one. Yeah, the advances in digital technology, we have also seen few examples. I will reiterate the same point. It includes electronic healthcare records, telemedicine, wearable devices like the smartwatch and all, mobile health applications. They all are transforming the healthcare, which is easily deliverable, which is accessible and hence manageable. The technology is helping in care coordination. It's helping in enhancing the diagnostic accuracy and enabling the remote monitoring and communication. A classic example is an EICU, where sitting at one corner of a hospital, the doctors and the team of experts can actually monitor patients at the remote areas, and well in advance the treatment can be given, the suggestions can be given, and if required, they can be rushed to the nearby hospital also. The healthcare facilities are increasing, leveraging the data analytics and the artificial intelligence to derive insights from large volume of clinical and administrative data. Can you go back, sir? Thank you. And also support the evidence-based decision making. For example, our health checkup, which is Pro Health Checkup at Apollo, is nothing but the same. It was also explained in Dr. Jalali's presentation also, that how this data is helping us to care or to make the entire data set of the available information, which can be useful for the other population as well. The future-ready healthcare environments integrate data-driven technologies, and it helps to optimize the clinical workflow, the available manpower. It helps to identify the trends and patterns, and thereby personalizing the patient care. It actually, I would agree with Mr. Satish's comment that it helps us to move from a reactive stage to a proactive care model, where the entire the hospital or the healthcare management approach is moving into a proactive thing, where they can manage or prevent illness, handle the chronic conditions, and improve the overall health outcomes within within a community. The modern healthcare environment also support population health initiatives through preventive care services, healthcare educations, and community partnerships. A classic example for this is a health checkup, which not only helps to promote good health, but also to prevent the NCDs. Future healthcare environment aligns with value-based care principle by promoting care coordination, care continuity, and patient-centered outcome. So entire thing, as I said, that revolves around the patient centricity, and which the prime focus is how to make it more accessible and usable for our patients, wherein sitting at one place they can access whatever is needed for their own treatment. Now let's see this with some example. So yes, how future ready are we? How do we implement these all ideas which we have just spoken about? Though a few examples have already been discussed, I would like to stress focus on few more. Next, please. Yeah. So India's first comprehensive 5G connected ambulance was recently launched at Apollo Hospitals, Kolkata, where the patient, the entire, the ambulance is actually made into, is upgraded, where a comprehensive, where it is transforming the entire access to healthcare into a different diversion, and it helps to save life in emergency situation. The entire ambulance is designed in a way with the help of state-of-art 5G technology, and with the latest medical equipment, which enables the patient monitoring inside the ambulance. There are a lot of applications and use of telemetry devices are there that transmits the patient's live health information with a very less low latency. That is how 5G technology is helpful. The data loss is minimal. It is equipped with onboard cameras connected with the ultra fast and low latency 5G network. And when a critical patient is en route to the hospital, every second we know that it makes a difference. Hence, this 5G ambulance enables us as an extension to the emergency room, wherein the patient need not wait for the basic formalities and other thing near the emergency, but can be directly routed to the required department, the diagnostic, or say a surge, OT, or a cath lab for the treatment. Next. So this is how a 5G ambulance works basically, where the patient is received in the 5G connected ambulance of Apollo Hospital. Alert is immediately sent to the emergency department. The 5G connectivity is established between the ambulance and the emergency hub. A team of paramedic and doctors pass on the patient's health information to the emergency department to begin the entire treatment. The doctor from emergency department advises the treatment, and which is live with the ambulance. The treatment is initiated as needed while the patient is on the way to the hospital. And this has really helped many of our patients to reach on time and to get the required treatment within the window period. Please. Some more examples of this is the electronic healthcare record. Just now, Mr. Satish also made some example importance on this, that how it helps us to aggregate entire data and get the data at the required time about the patients. Mobile applications for health monitoring is also the need of the hour, and that is helped. That is already helping us. mobile applications for requesting various lab investigations, including diagnostic tests, pharmacy medications, and in fact some other information also. For example, Apollo 24/7 is an app which helps us to get an online consultation. It has a repository of all our diagnostic reports, past histories, and also we can use as a platform to order the medication. So this is all possible because of the technology. Next, please. There are also very good examples, as already Dr. Rakesh has explained us through his own example, how surgical robots have helped us to facilitate minimal invasiveness, reducing the recovery time, and mitigating the infection risk as well. With increased network optimization, the faster processing speeds, that is like a 5G, or has actually high-end overall security. The robotics assisted healthcare procedures can be completed in a wider array of locations. And the classic example he's already just illustrated. There are also healthcare robots. We all have heard about this in the COVID pandemic, that how the robots were used to receive the patients, to check the fever, patients have fever or not, check their temperature, in fact, to disinfect a particular room, to deliver the food, the medications, where the hospital manpower cannot, the hospital resource cannot go or should not go. So with help of this healthcare robots, we have seen that how during pandemic we were able to facilitate the required care. And today it looks like the robo navigation, there are robo navigating elevators are there, hospital floors, the medications and supplies throughout the facility. Not only that, even the linen transportation, disinfection, and even to some extent the patient interaction can happen through the healthcare robots. We have also heard about certain monitoring devices, like which are contactless patient monitoring through ballistocardiography, which dosimeter is an example, which uses the mechanical vibration produced by the micro and macro body movements, and this helps us to study the cardiac functions. It can also be extended to different pulmonary and other functions also. These sensors are placed under the mattress, and they help us to capture micro vibrations produced in every heartbeat, the respiration cycles, tremors, seizures, or even the posture changes without any physical contact with the patients. So the AI algorithms convert the raw vibration data into a meaningful biomarkers like the heart rate, the RR, respiration rate, blood pressure, sleep cycle, etc., with the clinical grade accuracy, and that really helps us to pick up the early warning signs even before a patient can collapse or can get into a cardiac arrest. With this meters, the nursing team, the healthcare workers on the floor can easily pick up when the patient deteriorates and can actually help to prevent such a scenario. We've also seen how augmented reality, which is known as AR and virtual reality VR, is coming into picture, and it is growing in the surgical arena and post-op recovery as well. And currently, it is being used in the state-of-art facilities also. The AR augments what is seen in reality by using an image, overlays, and location-specific information, while the VR actually creates a new digital environment that replaces the current real world. For example, the smart glasses are available, which combine the medical image processing with a 3D AR visualization, and a combination of this AR and AI imaging can actually be given to the surgeons with a 3D holographic visualization of a patient's anatomy, and that definitely helps the surgeon to create a care plan and even practice procedures beforehand. Especially during COVID, there were instances in the West where they have treated more than 200 inpatients with this VR technology, and even asked them to rate their pain before and after, a 15 minutes of session. And the results were very encouraging, with the patients reporting lower pain scales, pain levels, and showing decreased activity of MRI scan of pain processing areas of the brain. So this is again encouraging. So the key takeaway before I could conclude is we have to be future ready. Healthcare facilities are definitely pivotal in meeting the evolving needs of patient, because today's patient is much learned, much aware, and he's ready to participate in his decision making. And these are the changing healthcare trends. So we need to we need to accept this. We need to embrace the patient centered design, technological innovation, and adaptability, which is most essential for the modern healthcare environment. These innovations will help us to optimize the patient care, enhance the clinical outcome, and support the overall transition to value-based care models by prioritizing the flexibility, efficiency, and overall impacting the patient experience. These future-ready facilities will definitely ensure sustainability and an effective healthcare delivery. The continuous integration of these innovations will drive the evolution of modern healthcare environments, shaping the future of the patient-centered care. And it will not be too wrong to say that a lady working in her office gets an alert on her smartwatch about her mother who is staying at home 50 kilometers far, that she is having an ongoing chest pain. And not only that, even her treating physician, the cardiologist, also gets the same alert, and he instantly sends a 5G ambulance. And before the daughter can actually make the arrangements, her mother is already on the way towards the hospital, and the hospital has already prepared the next course of action, because the cardiologist has seen her ECG, her other vitals, and other reports. And in case she needs a procedure, a PTCA, the cath lab is also ready, and the preliminary workup is done, and she's directly taken into the lab, and this really saves the time. Imagine the situation, and I'm sure this is not in too far. I mean, we will be able to witness such a change, and we are already going towards this. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you, Sanjay sir. Thank you, Satish sir, and Dr. Rakesh Janali for giving this opportunity and having me here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Soma. It was excellent, and it's a eye opener for me. I'm sure a lot of participants also got insights into the future ready hospitals. Especially your points, I just summarize. Collaborated healthcare delivery is the mantra, because we all into AI era. We have to adopt the future technologies, as current thing will become obsolete in very short period of time. Like for example, gone are the days of black and white or LCD TVs. So everything is hooked up on mobile phones. So mobile connectivity, telehealth, robotics, these are few of areas which as a future healthcare provider we have to adopt. And your examples of ballistocardiography, which is contactless patient monitoring, which is helping the healthcare providers, AR, VR visualization, and nowadays 3D printing, which is there for implants and artificial limbs, which are giving new lease of life to various patients. I think that's the word to go. So thank you very much once again for your time and deliberations. We have more such interesting webinars coming up, and tomorrow's webinar, which is being done by Dr. Sujoy Kaur and Dr. Puneet, is very interesting on artificial intelligence, medical machine learning, and transforming healthcare through technology adoption. Please do tune in same time. And before we leave, Dr. Jalali, there is one question came to me that as far as the local population is concerned, and when they get treated in oncology, how the technology or data analytics help you to churn out new modalities for the patients, because as a onco patient, they are for a longer time period under your care.
Thank you. It's a very important question. As compared to other healthcare verticals, the branch of oncology, as you rightly said, is a long road. You can't end only there. And there are two issues. One is the fundamental cure and survival. But as I also say many times, cure is not enough. It is the quality of cure. Survival is not enough. It is the quality of survivorship. So both are important. So as far as the treatment is concerned and the basic control of the treatment is the disease is concerned, now of course, as you rightly mentioned, also there is personalized medicine. The genome is different. You don't give one treatment to a breast cancer with stage 2. You have to see the molecular profile. You do it accordingly. You use the AI. You use the digitization. So that is already in place. The other way which is likely to happen in the next 10 years is the follow-up monitoring and inclusion into the clinical trials. You may not do, as I think, I don't know whether I could make you understand, all of you. Classic method is to put the data, consent, and now which is called virtual clinical trials. You get the data and you can data mine it if you do it prospectively in a very nice manner with a priori defined endpoints. I'll give an example. For prostate cancer patients, it was very important for us to collect what is called EPIC score and prostate patient-reported outcomes, called PROM. And it is impossible, for the patients to come from all over the world like we do here. But now we designed an electronic PRO, which is validated, scientifically proven, and that's we give it to, and they give it back to us, and we have already published a paper on it. So this is likely to be the next. But I go one step ahead. The future healthcare planners, and as a societal obligation or responsibility in oncology, but also in other sites, it is also important not only look at the disease metrics, which is just the MRI scan or a PET scan or a blood test, but also look at whether the patient is leading a meaningful life in the society, whether that patient who you have treated has gone back to work, is eligible for insurance, or the company or the organization he or she was working has, just because he has cancer, not given the treatment, or has a significant cardiac disease, or is he able to procreate? Is he able to have a family? Is he able to enjoy the things that all of us enjoy on a routine basis? So that is again going to be based on the metrics that we have to remodel ourselves as healthcare providers, both as a clinician, but also healthcare administrators like many of you, to have that flexible, robust model customized to each socioeconomic status that you cater to. And to my opinion, next 10 to 15 years will be focused on that also, not only the disease metrics, but also the social metrics as well, so that each person leads a healthy, happy, meaningful life.
Thank you so much, sir, for wonderful. And as you said, quality of life in oncology patient is of prime importance. And, the emergence of palliative care is also one of the aspect in the whole world. So thank you once again for your time. Soma, if you could deliberate on how, like sir has also said, as an administrator when we sit up in our management reviews and meetings, how the analytics can help us for designing future program, future facilities.
I guess because of some technical issues, Soma had to log out. So could you please continue, Satish?
Okay, so friends, I once again thank all of you for your precious time, and all our Dr. Rakesh sir and Soma, Dr. Sanjay, and the entire team for building up this webinars and all the deliberation. I'm sure all of you surely get some insights into future healthcare. Do log in same time for the next wonderful, interesting webinars. And we look forward to welcome you, each one of you, for the pre-conference workshop, as well as the 11th International Patient Safety Conference at Bangalore on 23rd and 24th. That's it for tomorrow. Stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Thank you.